guys, Faulty Brett here. Today we're going to be changing some valve springs on an LS. I've never done it before. I'm going to give it a shot. Here we go. Alright, let's get this thing out of the bag. See what we can do. Just probably take it, yeah, I think I'll take it out over here so I can get all the dirt on the table. Alright. This thing has been sitting in my garage for a long time, at least a couple of years. I bought the motor, I think 3 years ago. Why I double knotted it, I'll never know. But I did. So I guess I'm just ripping it out. There. Let's get it out of there. Alright. Come on. Plastic, for cripe's sake. Would you just rip it? Okay. There we go. Alright, this is what we got. Same old LS head. I have never worked on one of these, other than the, dropping stuff already. Perfect. Make sure I lose everything. This is, I think, one of the coolant passages. I think it goes right here. Anyway, I am really unfamiliar with this stuff. So, I'm just going to do it. There's only one way to learn, and that's just to do it. What we're going to do today is change these valve springs. I've never done it on these heads before. I got the tool, ordered it up for the LS spring removal tool, and we're just going to give her a go and see what happens. You know, got to do it sometime. Nobody's going to do it for me unless I pay them, which I'm not going to do. So I'm going to do it myself. Here we go. These really should be run through the parts washer. There's still a lot of dirt left in them. The problem with that is all that stuff's going to go through your oiling system, and it could wreck your new bearings, which is kind of a pain. So I'm going to get it out of here the best I can. Then hit it with some brake clean and try to get as much, anything I can see out of here anyway. First thing I'm going to do is put on some safety glasses. Then I'm going to give these babies a smack with the hammer to loosen them up. Because I've had troubles in the past where they just get stuck. So you just give them a little hit, and hopefully that'll take care of it. I got a tool here that I ordered directly from China. Hopefully it works. We'll see. Is this the one? Just mounts on the pedestal here. Just like that. Screws into it. I used it on my Oldsmobile head when I changed that. And worked good. But yeah, it looks like you just go like this. As far as I can tell. I'm going to use a washer just to save this bolt. I'll use that one. There, something like that. Looks like you can do it Yeah, where it fits right in there. Cool. All right. I believe that's it. If you had, let's see here. Hold on a second. If you're doing it wrong. No, can't do it that way. Okay. All right. So it is that way. Just throw it on there. Clamp her down. It'll push the spring down. And then you can take those keepers out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this stud all the way down there so that I know it's got a good bite on all the threads, and then when I do put clamping pressure to it, I don't pull any threads up. So if I do that, the head's going to be junk, or I gotta helicoil it, and I don't want to do that. So I'll try to bring her down. Looks like it stops about right there. So put the bolt back on, or nut back on, and I think I can just tighten. Well, alright. So, we'll try that. Got a magnet for the keepers, so when they come out you can just hit with the magnet. Alright. So I'm just going to tighten her down a little bit. Got my safety glasses on. So hopefully these keepers will just push this bad boy down. Keep everything where it needs to be. Hope it. Maybe. Maybe not. It's definitely pushing the valve down though, but it's not pushing the head down. It's not pushing down what I need it to push down. It's pushing the whole valve down. Okay, so let's try this. Give her another tap. She might be a little stuck. You can also hit them with a hammer. I've seen guys do that too. They've been on there forever. So try that. See if that does the trick. Or if it just pushes the valve down like it's doing. Okay, well I gotta figure that out. Okay, they're moving. You just gotta tap on them. Just hit them. Just give them a... Do that until when you just push the spring down until it starts moving. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. See how that is? Well, this is pushing down on the spring. There's your keeper. So the more I push down on this, the more that keeper is going to be exposed. And you can get to a certain point, you just put the magnet in there, and they're not loose yet, but okay, let's keep trying. And I'm just going to keep on tightening on this until that keeper's decides to, it's down there enough to where it wants to come out. And sometimes you might need a screwdriver. Oh, here's one of them. I got one. There we go. And that's what it looks like. If you haven't seen these before, kind of tough to see. But that's what holds your spring in. And here's the other one. Now, when I loosen up the loosen this up, it's gonna release the pressure on that valve spring, and you'll be able to take it off. And hopefully it's not, gonna make sure that stud's sticking up enough. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't, everything goes flying. You don't want that to happen. But yeah, let's take this off. And there's your spring. Your retainer is on top. And you just pull your spring out. Just like that. Set her down. All right, guys, I got updates. You see that? I think that's from hitting with the hammer. You know, it didn't, I mean, it doesn't look like it's rolled over too bad. But, and I can see it. So it's, you know, definitely not a good thing. I don't think I did it to any of the other ones. But anyway, what I was gonna say is check this out. If you got a piece of brass or a brass hammer, maybe use that on hitting the valves, because this is softer than the valves and this is gonna ding, not the valves. My hammer, on the other hand, is a little harder and it could do something like that. Whether or not that's gonna be a problem, I have no idea. You know, I'm gonna send it no matter what. So, just a little heads up on that one. Use some brass. I was told this motor didn't have a whole lot of miles on it, but by the looks of it, it probably does. But I'm just gonna send it, and we'll see what happens. So, let's put the spring back on, or let's put the new spring on. Okay, these are the type of springs I ordered from this company, and they're just what were recommended by everybody on YouTube, pretty much, that I saw. Just for the size, I'm going with the Stage 2 turbo cam from Summit. So these are my springs. See if I can find some. Oh, here's the numbers. Okay, there we go. That's the type that I got. So let's put them on. All right. What do we got? That's it. Yeah, looks like you just throw it on there. It's like the old one came off. Let's put that, put this back on, and rinse and repeat. Before I put it in there, I want to show you guys the difference. This was on here like that. That's the stock spring on the right. The new spring on the left. It's quite a bit different, a lot higher. So let's put it in there. All right. So the retainer just goes in the spring like that, same way it came off the other one. And let's throw this one in there. This has got a lot more to compress than the other one, so I might have to bring this screw up a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't have too far to go. Oh yeah, it's still good. Just gotta have enough threads to push down on this bad boy. I'm probably gonna have to pick up the head and push the valve up also, because it's, as soon as you take that spring out of there, it falls down. So let's tighten her up. Put my glasses back on. Safety glasses. Remember that. I want this baby to let loose in your eyeball. That would suck. How's it looking? Well, it looks like it's about as high as the stock one right now. So I'll bring her down a little bit more. And then I'm gonna push that up. See that? See how it moves around? Just underneath, let's push the valve up with your finger. And these aren't going to go in yet, so I got to go a little further. Hopefully I can push down a little bit more than that, because that is not going to work. Okay. Huh. I gotta figure this out. Okay, let's try this. That's why it's good to have a magnet. Yeah, sometimes it's tough getting these in here. There's one. If I can get this other one in here. See if I can get this and turn it. That would be ideal. Seems like there's more room on this other side. But there's kind of a slot they gotta fit in. You'll know when they're in there because they'll look like they're sitting in that little slot, and now they got to go down and in. That's just it. You gotta. I'll keep working at it. Okay. Well, I got it in there after just messing around with them. You kind of got to just mess around with them because it's not going to be exactly center. So what I did was I just on the tight side, I got one in and I kind of pushed it over into the tight side, and then I left the loose side open so I could put the other one in there. And I kind of just got, you got to get it down in. There's like a little slot you got to get into. So you just kind of mess with them. I used 2 screwdrivers and just moved them around until they finally snapped in place. So now, just got to loosen her up slowly. Shove her in there. Hopefully they are in there. They look like they're in there. And take this off. And there you go. And I cleaned them up a little bit, but they look like they're in there. And what you can do after this is just take your piece of brass or whatever, and you can use a hammer if you want, but I wouldn't, because after I see that little mark on there, I don't think I'll use a hammer on that again. Then you just give her a tap. Don't stand in front of it. Just give her a tap. Make sure it's, you know, seated. There. That way you give her a couple taps. Should be good to go. There. And that's that. Rinse and repeat 16 times. And that's how I'm going to do it. There you go. All right, so I'm tightening it up so I know that it's, see, it's kind of, it's not really, it's just pushing the valve down. So then what I do is I just take a, see that? And it popped it up. Just give her a little tap when it's under pressure and it pops these keepers up. Then you can just keep on going until it doesn't tighten anymore. You don't want to put too much pressure on it, just enough to, feels like it's bottoming out. And then pop the keepers out. Just like that. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching it. Appreciate it. Appreciate all your likes and subscribes. And if you got any questions for me, leave them in the comments. Till then, we'll talk to you later.